typical real estate office. All right? In a typical real estate office, as you add agents, you add volume. Would y'all agree with me there? By and large? Okay. So what happens is, the income line, as you add these agents, this kind of does this, doesn't it? What people don't think about is the expense line actually does this. So if I'm at a Windermere office in Northwest United States, and I'm sitting there with, let's say, somewhere in a range of 45 agents right here, chances are I'm not making money. Now you know why? If all I have is 45 agents, what can I afford to pay the team leader? Can I pay him $100,000? I can, but it's stupid.
Yeah.
Right? So what happens? If I'm in a small office with Windermere, that manager to make money has to do what? Almost has to sell in the field. So how do you feel about that as the other agents? Well, everybody knows that doesn't feel good. So what happens is, you're in no man's land with an office that sits between 6 and 45, almost anywhere in America. If I got 6, everybody's working from home, and it doesn't matter. We can all make money, it's great, but we'll never grow big. But we can make money. But if I'm inside here, how many copy machines do I have?
1.
And what happens when it breaks? Yeah, how does everybody feel when they walk in and the copy machine's broke? Oh, that dead Bertie! Once again! Right?
Tony.
Yeah, Tony. But y'all understand what I'm saying? There's no scale. In other words, you've got to have so many, pardon me, Mo, butts in the seats to make this work. So all Gary and I did was we said, okay, let's put together all these great systems that we think work. And also we looked around one day and we had 100 people. Okay? Now what's funny is that 100 people, guess what? You make money. The only difference with KW is it's way off here in the stratosphere. Because we have offices that have what? 400 people. And people walk up to me all the time, and I know Gene gets this. You walk up and people, the Southwest office, which was the original office, which now has, I don't know how many agents we have.
About they're into the 5s. Yeah.
Okay, 500 agents in an office. People would walk up to me at events and go, Joe, I've never heard of an office. To which my stock answer was always the same. And your point is? Do you understand? It's a paradigm shift. 500 people in and of itself doesn't say anything about the office until you get inside it and feel it and see what it's like. First of all, there's never more than 50 there at any one point in time, so what's the big deal? The office is set up for 60, 70, what's the big deal? The only big deal is that you have a sales meeting, and now if I'm at the Windermere office with 45 people, how many people show up for the sales meeting? 15, maybe. So when you stand up and say, I've got this great listing on Puget Sound, you got 15 agents in there to hear that. But at a KW office with 400 people, you have how many show up? 150? So now I got the listing in Puget Sound, and now I got 150 agents. Do you think we might have some potential buyers there? They go, whoa, tell me about that house. So in and of itself, by being large, you now get synergy that you never knew before in a small office. What Gene says is very apropos to no one ever thinks on the backside of what's the benefit of being with a company that's big. The benefit is you get to learn from a lot of smart people. Because the real estate business is built on relationships. Always has been, always will be. And you will succeed based on how you go and mentor with those relationships and with the tools that they give you. It doesn't matter. I like to look at across the table and say, you know what, based on what I know about you, you can build a company with 5 people and you do well. But if you're with a company with 200 people and you can really go find the people that really have the talent and get involved in the synergies, with these kind of tools, it's scary to think what you might be able to do. You with me? That's the conversation. He's a master at it better than I am. Well, let me explain something. It's because we're here that we can turn around and give 47% of all those profits back. Y'all understand? If we weren't out here, there'd be no profit share. There's not enough here to profit share. But as you grow this thing, there it is. And next February, when we go to family reunion, the most important slide that Gary puts up on the stage is that slide that shows all of our competitors and the average number of agents per office. To me, that's always the slide I'm looking to wonder if Coldwell Banker has figured it out yet, or if C21 has figured it out yet, or if Remax, who, bless their hearts, is sitting at an average agent count per office of 17, they haven't figured it out yet.
Century 21's 14.
Total bankers 40.
And what's KW now? What are we up to?
110.
105, 110?
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
Scalability, what Gary and I did to real estate was to bring scale to it. Yeah, there's tools and profit share, and we love each other, and that's great. I don't mean to sound like a numbers guy, but I'm going to tell you, if you can't scale the business, it doesn't matter. Does that make sense? And I'll tell you what, I'll draw this. If I have an agent who's got 5 years or more experience, I draw that. But the way I like to recruit them, I say, okay, your first name is?
Mike? Oh, Anjali.
Anjali, why don't you and I start a real estate company today? Let's you and I start a real estate company. All right, let's think about what we do if we were starting a real estate company. And then I go through the process with them. They figure it out. I go, do you think this works better for you and I? Where we can turn around and get 47% of the profits back? Wouldn't that be cool? Because now all the agents think like owners. Imagine how powerful we can be if we could take an industry and get everybody who worked in that industry to think like owners. Southwest Airlines does that. I still don't know really why, honestly. No, I mean that seriously. They're a good company and all. But they've been doing this now, what, 30 years, since 1971? And they still treat you kind of special on that airline. But everybody thinks like an owner. I want the top agents to be able to talk to the first starting agents the same way we all do. And Gene's right, we share. I mean, but isn't that what good companies do anyway? Now that's culture. By the way, that starts at the top. You show me any operation, you're going to show me integrity, I'll tell you the people at the top have integrity. If they've got it, and they understand it, by the way, I find this very cool. Gary Keller, Mo Anderson, Mark Willis, Marion Tennant, Joe Williams, Gene Frederick, Tony Brody, everybody who was in any kind of corporate position in our company started out selling real estate. I put myself through college selling real estate. I mean, I understand what it's like to be on the street. And it's because of that that we like to think that all the policies work hand in hand with our agents. You know why we have ALCs? We have ALCs because if you're running an office with 400, you better have 25 people in there getting the message out, or it won't work. It won't work. I mean, I love the stories. They're very altruistic. You know, oh, we wanted leadership. Well, yeah, we did. But we also know we got 200 people. There's no way that Gene and Tony can even know them all. But it doesn't mean that it's bad. And that's the whole key. You have to redefine how they think when you're talking to them. Because they're coming out of Windermere or they're John L. Scott, theology. What do you got to do for me as a broker rather than what can I do for myself now that I'm here? Yeah. And it's a mindset. And I don't blame you. I used to recruit like that all the time. Okay, how do I take them? Change their, and then I started realizing, you know what? How about you and I start a real estate company today? Let's talk about what we do. You think it'd be a good idea to share 47% of the profits with our guys? No one across that table is going to go, oh, that's just a stupid idea. We won't do that. They'll go, yeah, never thought about that. Well, John L. Scott can't do it because they don't make that much money.